Hi, I'm Daniel Pekeski. I guess I should start by telling you a little bit about myself. I'm currently a fourth year undergrad student at the ANU studying software engineering, and I work part-time for the APS doing IT. I also enjoy playing soccer, DJing, playing guitar, and going out, socializing with friends, and a whole bunch of other stuff. But more on that another time. Why am I making these videos? Basically, there's this course called Comp 4500, and it's called Tech Launcher. This course basically gives students the opportunity to work on a real-life IT project, either with a client or as a startup. Personally, I've opted for the startup stream. It's actually something I wish to pursue later in my life. May seem daunting or risky, but I think it would be a very rewarding experience. It will give me the opportunity to work on something I'm potentially passionate about, which is actually something quite rare in education these days. To give you a better picture of my role within the course, as a fourth year student, I'll be taking on a managerial role over a group of third year students. A project manager role is something I also wish to pursue later on in my career, so I think that this course will be a good learning tool and can be used as good practice. So back to why I'm making these videos, well, they're going to act as weekly reflections. I hope they'll encapsulate major aspects of each week during my startup adventure. I'm actually quite excited to see what this year will bring, and I guess these videos will give you a little insight into what's happening, what things I'm going to learn, and hopefully what I'll be able to take out of this and use for my future profession as a software engineer. So the first learning portfolio entry. To be honest, if you would have asked everyone else what happened this week, I'm sure they wouldn't have much to say. But before this schooling year, I knew a little bit about Tech Launcher from speaking to Shane last year. So I've actually started scouting members for my team pretty early on. Actually, if there's anything I've learned from previous uni group tasks, and even going back to soccer actually, it's that success actually does come from a good, strong formation of a team which is able to work well together, and one where each team member actually understands everyone else's strengths and weaknesses. So in doing so and following that mantra, I began scouting for a few students. So I already have a group of 3 other students. I actually trust them, and I know that they're high achievers. So the guys are Joe, Chris, and Ben. So here I am, the manager of these 3 third-year students, with a group ready and I guess a project ready. However, a couple of days ago, Ben decided to leave the group and join another project that he felt more interested in. So I guess my first managerial roadblock, week 1, couldn't have come any earlier. As disappointed as I was with Ben choosing to leave, I guess reflected over it for the last few days, and I learned that I had to accept his departure. I told him that it was probably better in the long term for him choosing to leave. I think that having a team member who isn't emotionally invested and totally committed to the project could be detrimental to the team as a whole. It could manifest itself as a lack of motivation by that team member, and that could propagate to causing problems down the track. I am glad that it did happen in the first week and not later in the project. Even though I thought I had formed a good team, I guess it proves that even foresight and good organizational skills can't prepare you for everything. Luckily enough, it wasn't a huge negative impact to the project, since it's so early. So I guess pre-planning in a way has given me some leniency in order to fix the problem. However, I guess for a manager, it showed me that unexpected events can occur at any time of the project, even week 1. And I guess I need to be prepared to deal with these problems as they arise. The course Tech Launcher, it's quite flexible in that you're able to invite people from other disciplines into your team. For example, an art student can join your team to draw or something. Or in our case, a psychology and law student has joined our team for psychology and law purposes, I guess. So with Ben leaving, actually over the last few days, we've recruited Evan, the newest member of our team. He actually has a real passion for the startup and entrepreneurial side of things, and I guess that's why he's chosen to join. We had our first meeting the other day, and I could already tell he had a forward-thinking approach and a marketing approach to ideas, which already I deem as an asset to the team when it comes to discussions, to pitches, to presentations for the future. I actually think we might be the only group to actually have an outsider out of the IT realm of ANU, joining our team, which I guess for the tech launcher is pretty exciting. It's able to approach much more than just the comp kids of ANU. Shows the benefit of having people from various disciplines with different modes of thinking, all coming together, all working together to solve a problem or create a business in this case. For us, it broadens the scope of thinking rather than having an analytical IT view of things. We can use Evan's thinking and take it out and expand it to a more big picture, potentially have some legal facets come into play, and we'll have a more holistic understanding of issues or ideas or generating ideas for the future. Admin for the week. As a group, we've established our communication method, which includes the use of a web app called Slack. And just for a bit of fun, I told the guys to watch a new show called Silicon Valley, which is about a programmer who lives in Silicon Valley and develops a cutting-edge compression algorithm. And basically, he begins a startup business based on this algorithm. So it represents and mocks the IT startup world perfectly, and it's 100% relevant to what Tech Launcher is all about. And yeah, it's very entertaining. It's actually cool to act as motivation for the team. When I watched it a couple of weeks ago, it kind of made me excited about Tech Launcher and the whole business IT startup world, and I hope it does for the other guys in the team as well. The last news for this week is that we have already organized our mentor for the year. His name is Alex Zielinski, and he is the Chief Defense Scientist and Head of the Defense Science and Technology Organization in the Australian Government Department of Defense. Basically, he's a really authoritative figure within DSTO, and I don't know, I guess it's a great experience to have him as our mentor. He's an extremely experienced person. He's an extremely successful person. He's built his own startup, so I'm sure he'll have a lot of information to share with us. But I guess since he is such a prestigious figure, it's kind of making me nervous in our first meeting with him in week 5. But I hope they'll act as motivation more than anything, and I hope we leave that meeting with a good and lasting first impression, so that he's happy to work with us for the rest of the year. I guess this concludes week 1. Thank you. Bye.